Mr. Mars has This Week in Auto History.
Yeah, do. So this week in auto history, November the 28th, 1895, U.S. First automobile race at speeds of 7 miles per hour.
7.
Now, this race was sponsored by the publisher of the Times-Herald newspaper, who was wanting to promote American automobiles because he believed they would surpass the horse and carriage travel. But it just so happened to be the 50th anniversary of the newspaper as well.
Yeah.
So the night before the big race, it snowed, 6 inches of snow. So of the 83 registered drivers, 6 cars made the starting line. 4 of the cars were gasoline-powered. 3 of them manufactured by Carl Benz, German namesake of Mercedes-Benz. Then the 4th was made by Duryea Motor Wagon Company of Springfield, Massachusetts. The other 2 vehicles were electric. They weren't really racing because they thought they could win, but they were trying to show off what electric cars could do back in 1895.
They were doing it then, and they're still trying to do it today.
Yeah, that's when they first originally
100 plus either.
They invented donkey hauling.
And the thing about it, each car had to make room for the driver, but it had to have a race umpire along with them to ensure they stayed on the course. Now,
wait a minute, a race umpire.
Now,
Okay.
according to the Chicago Chronicle of the time, the Duryea lost one of its rubber tires, so they had to stop, and they tied the tire back on with ropes, and they continued on. The one vehicle was wrecked by a frightened horse, throwing the driver and the umpire out in the snow, and another driver lost control of his vehicle and was crushed in the rear of a streetcar.
He was ejected.
He was ejected. Didn't have his seatbelts on. So only 2 cars actually finished the race after 10 hours on the road, and the Duryea vehicle garnered first place. Second place went to the Benz car, so that was kind of helped what promoted the idea of American cars and American automotive at the time. Now, November the 30th, 1954, the first Chevrolet Corvette with a V8 engine debuted, Don. This one's for you. The first Chevrolet Corvette equipped with V8 engines came out for a 55 model year.
Sir, that's a 53 there.
Yeah. Looks like it.
Not according to my notes, but whatever. Being the aficionado, I would think you would know. Originally, it was launched in 53 with an inline 6. Did not really get the excitement of the sports car crowd until Zora Arcus, how do you say it? Duntov was responsible for, he's the one that came with the idea of putting the V8 in there with a 3-speed manual transmission. Therefore, it kind of kept it up with the Ford Thunderbird, Studebaker Speedster, and the larger Chrysler 300, and people actually started taking an interest in it, and it became, that's what started the whole Corvette craze that we have these days. Now, moving on to another event on November the 30th, 1982, the last checker cab rolled off the assembly line in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Now, this made it the end of one of America's most iconic vehicles. The Checker Motors Company had been producing the rugged, boxy cabs since the early 1920s, and they were built to endure the rigor use of taxi operators to make it comfortable for passengers. I mean, you got to think about these cars built to go 200,000 miles, but they do it at half a mile at a time because they just don't get out and travel on the road. It was a body-on-frame construction. The wheelbase, some of them was a little bit longer to get more space inside. It was boxy because they got more room out of it. You could get more room, and because you could get to the interior, you had more room in it. It had steel panels that were really thick, and they were interchangeable, so that if you had one that got wrecked, it was easy to take it off and put it on. Had bench seats just because it was easier for people to get in and out, and it had a flat floor in the rear seat for the same reason. People with luggage made it easier to get in and out. Heavy-duty suspension. They were built to last 200,000 miles, and they had a lot of built-in things that were specific for a taxi cab, such as the light on top and the built-in meters. And then they added some other things that they got on for more security, but the last one rolled off the assembly line in 1982, and you still see some out and about in certain cities. Awesome. They still use them.
Pardon me just a moment. I've got a little something special for you. Stand by. I have to get up and around.
Uh-oh.
No.
He's on the move.
It's not dirty pictures or anything this time.
Well, I didn't know if we had to turn off the live feed or...
I'm just going to see if I can do this. Can I do this with my headset on?
Sure.
I don't know if it'll reach or not. Hold on. Okay. Which camera do you want me to use, Jeff?
Let's just use your camera.
No, this
Bottom.
One, this one right
Yeah.
here. Let's do this one, okay?
Can you find him, Jeff?
Do you see that man right there? Right there?
Yep, that's Duntoff.
That's Zora Duncan. And you know who this is over here?
Howdy doody.
It's me. And he signed this.
Are you kidding?
It's right up there. It says, to Don, love, Zora. Z. Arcus Duntoff right there at the top of Corvettes of Houston.
Yeah, there you
Let
go.
me see that.
Right there. There you go. So don't give me any grief anymore.
There was a lesson behind that, Mike. There was a lesson.
Huh.
There's Bill, insurance.
I recognize Bill, yeah.
That's his wife right next to him. That was back in the day, my friend.
Dang, you had brown hair.
Well, there was a time, yeah. At least I still have hair.
That's true. I can't
Hey,
say
hey,
nothing
hey.
there.
I just thought I'd bring that up.
That's pretty cool. It really is.
Yeah, I didn't know whether you'd ever seen that or not.
No, I didn't. I
That
looked
was-
at the picture, but I didn't realize that.
That was at the Oklahoma Corvette Expo. There's a story behind that.